Hi there. This recording is to help classroom teachers use simple materials in their building or classroom to create viewers for the solar eclipse that's coming up on August 21st. We are extending our school day, so there might be an opportunity for you to get outside and check out some views of this amazing event if weather cooperates in an unconventional fashion. So let's get into some simple methods. The first is the least preferred. The materials predominantly are going to be a simple folder, and you've seen these before, the paper-based folder. And we're going to take this folder and we're going to modify one side of it. I'm going to open up one section of it, and you can see the outline there, and I'm going to allow that to act like a light control. We need a little bit of light to pass through this, but literally a little bit of light. And we're going to allow a very simple substance, aluminum foil, to be that light limit controller. And the way we'll do that is cover up that opening. Once that opening is covered up, then I ultimately get into something like this. Now I need light to pass through that. And the threshold of light that would work really well for this event is a pen head. Literally not a ballpoint pen, but a stick pen, a push pen, something along that line. So when we say a pinhole viewer, that's what we're speaking of, a literal pinhole viewer. And what I've done is create a very small opening in there that acts somewhat like that of a camera shutter. Then I can double up the back side of the paper, the second side of the folder, and I can use that as a screen to throw the light that's being limited through here on and see the event. This will require students to look away from the sun, which is a safe viewing method. Now, a more preferred method is going to use cardboard. And this cardboard can be formed in ways to allow a light box to be developed. A light box is essentially a cardboard box, and what I've put on the inside of it is a screen. That screen is going to allow light in a limited light environment to be more reflective and come back to my eye, allowing me to see greater details of the solar eclipse on the 21st. The two main components of the solar eclipse are the eyepiece, which is the round section, and the shutter piece, if you will. It's not really a shutter in that fashion, but it's going to limit the amount of light that comes in. I will limit the light further by closing the box up and taking time to seal all light penetration areas. We don't want light to be polluting the indoor environment. So whenever I view, I'm going to, again, use a 180 view away, 180 degrees away view from the sun, keeping my back toward the sun, even during an eclipse, because just a few moments of viewing directly is going to be a problem for some eye strain, impermanent eye damage. So when we look at these types of boxes, these pinhole viewers, they can come in different sizes and different shapes. And there's nothing that's overwhelmingly pretty about these, because what we're wanting is the function, not necessarily the fashion of the device. Now, to be able to use that, what we're going to do is use a model here as the sun. This sun is going to be, or this light is going to be demonstrating the sun's rays as it comes in. So whenever I would use my pinhole viewer and my cardboard, what I have is my aluminum piece, and that window, if you will, that window section is going to be held up toward the sun at about a 90-degree angle, and I'm going to use this piece as a screen. Now once we're outside and it's a more of a dim environment from a single light source instead of in here from multiple light sources, you're going to be able to throw that light pretty far. How far? Probably from an average sized person to the sidewalk. So you may not need this second piece, but I do like the idea of having that second piece because this is a wonderful group activity where one person is actually negotiating the paper and maybe the other person has their iPad recording a live event, because this might be the only and major solar eclipse that most of these learners notice. If I'm using a more detailed piece, I'm going to use a similar fashion. The foil goes directly toward the sun, the round piece goes toward my eye, and I look 180 degrees away at the event on the inside of the box. So totally safe. We're not asking students to look at the sun. That's the last thing we would want to do, unless if we have ISO certified glasses, and those certification numbers should be on the side of the glasses. It's an ISO number that's 12312-2. If we don't have that certification number, it's not recommended that students look at that. There are some students that will have those glasses, but most may not. So if you would like to have your students make something simple like this before the eclipse, which should peak out at near 2:30, around 2:27, then during that extended day environment, we're having about 15 minutes additional, these would be wonderful and simple tools to use for your students to appreciate an event of a lifetime. Thank you.